Man Cavers, what are we doing today? We're going to have a look. The little Norman again. We're going to see if we can get it running on 2 cylinders. Now, I didn't realise the other day when it weren't sparking on its right cylinder, depending which way you're looking at the engine. And yeah, I thought, hang on, and somebody to put in the comments, them plugs on them are serviceable. I know the mag's good, so we're going to strip the old 8-con plug, see if we can get a spark back on it. Let's get this plug out and see what we can do. Right guys, here is said plug, said Norman. This cylinder was not working. And yes, I realised later on that night, I said to Mrs. Man Cave, hang on, you can take them plugs to bits and clean them right out thoroughly. So yeah, we're going to get this in the vice. Because we had the engine running the other day, but it weren't sort of running on 2 cylinders. So we're going to strip this plug down, and then this engine truly will be running on all its original parts. So here is the said plug. I do apologise for the rattling noises in the background, but that is purely the windows rattling in the shed because it's quite windy. So here we are, 7/16 spanner. Oh, that's a little bit slow. I think we're going to try a good old Imperial adjustable on there. There we go. Cool. Sometimes these plugs will come undone. Sometimes they won't. We might have to get some heat on it. Oh no, she's there. Cool, she was damn tight. I don't think this plug's ever been undone. If you're doing one of these, do not knock that porcelain with your spanner. Because if that porcelain get a crack in it, oh my word, look at the state of this plug. Now that could be the reason we weren't having no fire, because the spark could have been jumping down there. So let's give that a little clean up and see what's going on. Right, so we're going to clean this up with our attachment in our drill. Just clean this insulator up and that electrode. I'll tell you, that is very carboned up and very disgusting. Alright, once we're done this little job, we need to just get a bit of rag, wipe over this. Alright, let's get a little bit of cleaner on here. This is a little bit of solvent-based cleaner. Clean that whole insulator up. Give him a wipe down with a cloth. There we go. Clean the whole thing. There we are. Right, that's the end of that. About as clean as you're going to get it. Now we need to get some sort of attachment in this plug to clean up all in there. And of course, look at all the carbon and crap in there. So what we can do there is I can get one of my brass drill brushes out and run that up the middle of it. And hopefully that'll go past that electrode and everything and, well, get her cleaned. So let's get her in there. Oh yeah. We're going right through it, past the electrode. That is absolutely disgusting. And in from this way. Yep, that plug is disgusting. That has bent that electrode over, but doesn't really matter. We can gaff it again. There we go. So this plug now is pretty much spotless inside. Isn't that? There we go. So we can put this plug back together, set a little gap back up on there, and see if that plug works. Check for damage on your insulator So come through and just make sure you can't see any hairline cracks in here, anywhere where the spark can jump. Oh, I don't think we can we? No. There you go, might as well give it a proper clean, mightn't we? There we are. Right. We'll dry him off thoroughly. I might just wire brush this cap up a bit as well, get that rust off. Marvellous. Right, so here are the cleaned and the cleaned up parts for our plug, ready to reassemble. Quite straightforward. Plop him back in, give him a little twist to make sure he's seated. Then put your top cap back on. There we go. Don't nip all the way up with a spanner straight away. Go finger tight. Then back it off quarter turn and just give the insulator a twist. Just to make sure that's all centralised and you aren't nipping nothing. There we go. Right, so we can nip him back up, set the gap, and then see if we've got any sort of life back out of the old girl. I mean, we should do. She should spark now. There you go. Just nip it up. I don't have to be massively tight. Well, I stand corrected. Our gap isn't that far out, look. We have a half decent gap there, so the spark should manage to jump across that all right. I guess we're not going to know until we put it back in the engine and see if it actually sparks on this plug now. Right, we're back in. So I've got my little adapter here, what John made me up, where we can hold a plug in here. So we can hold the plug in there. Clip this on the engine. Whoops a daisy. Clip this on the engine somewhere. Plug in here. And HT lead on. That ain't gonna work. Let me adapt this. I don't want to bend them HT leads about too much, so maybe we can come up here with it. There we are. Let's come on there and then get this on the engine somehow. We'll go on a head bolt with it. There we are. Right. Can you guys see this? I can't go outside because it's piddling of rain today. So we're doing inside. So let me get you guys zoomed right in. And then we'll have a look and see if we've got a spark on that plug. Right, there we go. It appears still no spark. No, we have got no spark on that plug still. I have noticed that this Bakelite adapter here. No, we've still got no spark on the old girl. Let's check and make sure it is actually sparking out of the HT lead. So let's get our HT lead and hold it somewhere near the head and see if we can get any form of spark out of her. Right, that's held quite close to that head. Spark certainly should be able to jump across there. Let me get right down here so I can see what I'm doing. Make sure we have actually got a spark out of this lead. Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's cracking and sparking out of there all right. So I reckon this plug is definitely faulty. Definitely faulty. I'll give it another go, but I could even hear it sparking just out of the lead. Now, I can hear nothing at that plug, so I think this poor old plug is actually no good. Balls. Let me see if I can find another big plug. I think that one is, that 8-com I think is doomed. Alright guys, we have another plug. This is a NGK AB6, which I have pinched out of my old cooler. So we have another plug. Let's check now. Yeah, let's check now that this has actually got a spark now. Which it should have. And we've got a cap on this one, look. So let's get our HT lead on here. And we should now there we go. We should now have a good spark there. Can you see that plug? I do hope so. Oh yes. We're getting a spark even cranking at this lower speed, look. You know, this engine's got a really good magneto, because I'm turning this really slowly and we've got a good spark. That's amazing. That must be a really strong mag on this engine. Alright, let's get this plug in. We'll get this plug in this engine and see if we can fire up. If you're wondering why she isn't firing up right now, well, that's because I'm turning off. I've got no choke on, so we haven't primed the carb, nothing. So that's the only reason I didn't start, because I've done nothing to it. Alright, let's get this plug nipped up. I will treat this old girl to a pair of new plugs. There we go. That's nipped. Alright. We're going to have to start this engine in the shed. Yep, we're going to have to start her in the shed because it is piddling with rain outside. So let's get our plug cap back on. Where am I going to stand you guys so you can see me? I've got a big Honda generator right down there, which is, to be honest with you, right in the way. Alright, we'll come here. She might be a bit noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, prepare. Because we're starting an engine in a wooden shed. Right. Let's see if she now runs on 2 cylinders. I can't see any reason it wouldn't. Alright, so we'll put the choke on. Tickle that carb. Way, that's tickled. Alright, let's go for a start. Straight away, look. Give her a little less choke. And there we go. Oh yeah. They're running on 2 cylinders now, guys. There she goes. Oh yeah, that's hot. Look at that. Our little C300 running on 2 cylinders. We're on tick over 60 pounds of oil pressure. I'm holding that throttle right close. There you go. Don't keep running through. What a little dude. Shows the right off. There you go, guys. Sounds like a little aeroplane, doesn't it? Shall we see if she starts right up again? There you go. Half a flick on the guys. Our little Norman runs on 2 cylinders. I can't believe how easy it starts. Literally, one flick, you know, literally, one flick of the flywheel and it just goes, look. Unbelievable. Honestly, that is a really reliable little engine. I'm certainly not going to take the carb to bits on that, because there's clearly nothing wrong with it. Right. So, before we go, there's one more thing we're going to do. We're going to change the oil on the old girl. Because if you remember, there wasn't a lot of oil in it. That was only showing quarter. So we're going to change the oil, which on this engine there is a drain plug. But I think for our purposes, we can tip the whole engine up and tip it out of the oil filler. Yeah, she's still a little bit warm. So let's see if we can get that little bit of oil out of there. Here it comes, look. Oh yes, we have oil. Oh, there ain't a lot of oil in the old girl. That there isn't. No, there really wasn't too much oil in it. That little bit there, look. This is where we fill it up with oil, start it up, and that smoke like hell on it. Now, she'll be alright. She's a Norman. Let me just grab a funnel and some oil. And we'll get the old girl oiled up. Get her back up to the full mark where she should be. There we are. We have a funnel and some oil. Now I'll wipe the top of that cap. We've had her on her side. She's dripping a little bit of petrol. Come on. Don't you start dripping. Alright, let's chuck our funnel in. And get some oil back in here. I don't know how much, well, it's hot. I don't know how much we're going to need, but we'll just put a bit in till... I'm looking at what came out when that was showing quarter as to what's going back in it. So asking me how much it should have, I ain't got a clue. We're just going to fill it up until she's up to the full mark. Oh, she's nearly there. She's just over half. So we're going to go a little bit more till that's up to like the 3/4 mark. That's probably going to be about it. There we go. Let's screw him back in. And then we'll see. I can't believe how well this little thing runs, you know. Starts an absolute treat, doesn't it? There we go. We are up to, bang on, the top mark there, which says 3/4 for some reason. It don't say full. No, 3/4. So yeah, we're right up to that top mark. So I think our oil level is now correct. With nice new oil. There we are. So there's no centrifugal oil filter on these to clean, as well, as far as I can make out, there isn't. Someone might say, oh, there is a centrifugal oil filter on there you'll have to clean, but I don't know where it is, if there is. But no, I'm basically having a look around this little engine and everything appears to but you're right, I've noticed some differences between this and my Norman T300. Now my T300 Norman has got some little metal shields what cover all these valve springs up, so you don't see the push rods and the valve springs on my little Norman, because there's a little like pressed tin cover that slides over the bottom and the top and hold together with a screw. Now is that just because mine was a military engine? And I know mine was military because that's got braided HT leads, so that was definitely a military engine. Was it only them had it, or are they missing on this? Wouldn't have thought they'd be missing, because That's not as if that's missing off one side. There isn't any on either side. Yeah. Oh, that is marvellous. Alright. There's a lot of petrol flying about there, so I don't really want to go starting it up where you've got a hot exhaust going on to petrol. So I think we're going to leave that to dry off and we'll give her a start another day. But yeah, we've changed the oil. We've got her running on 2 cylinders now. Do you know, if this flywheel was polished up with some emery paper, that would look really nice because this is aluminium. We've got our marks on here for top dead centre. So we've got a top dead centre mark. This one will be a timing mark. So clearly you want your points opening when your marker's here. You can't really see that, but we'll get you down there, have a closer look. Then we'll wrap this video up. So you're down there with me now. We have our TDC mark here I was telling you about. And another mark just about, what, 4 inches away? Here. And that'll be your timing mark. So you know top dead centre's there. And then when you want to set your mag timing, you put this mark dead in line with this engine case here where the line is. So somewhere about there. And you know that's where your points need to open. So there we are. But look how nice this flywheel would look beautiful if that was polished. Now I'm not one for polishing stuff normally. I like it as it is, but this is just... This is a lovely little engine, I must admit. That is a lovely little engine. And I do like how that's got a V-pulley on it. I'm going to show you something else while we're here. My buddy George came down the other day. In fact, I'm going to show you 3 things. We're going to do this as a bit of a multiple of a video. My buddy George came down the other day and he bought some bits and pieces for me. One of them being an electric motor. The other 2 were these things. Now, these tools here, these are quite large. Now, I didn't know at all what they were. But he did tell me what they were. Do you guys know what these are? We have a solid thread here. Then we come up. There's a spring over the thread there. There's 2 little collets here, look, which move. So both these collets on here will move. I'm trying to do it one-handed. And then we have a ratchet mechanism up the top here. And then the whole thing just twists. This turns up and down so you can adjust your spring. There's your spring again. These obviously go up and down. What is that, guys? Do any of you guys know what that tool is for? And what's this one? I don't think he told me what this one was for, so even I don't know what this thing's for. It's got a threaded end, so this end threads in and out. This is fixed onto this. Was there meant to be a handle on there? Because there's like a knurled piece on there. Maybe there was meant to be a turn wheel. So I'm assuming this just turns in and out of this handle. But what is it? What is this thing? I don't know what that is. Quite a big machine. So yeah, we got that, and we got this contraption here. There you go, and that is quite a big machine. So, come on, someone drop it in the comments. What are these? While he was here dropping some bits off, he also dropped me off another generator. So if I move my oil and come here, we will see we have got ourselves another generator. She's got some dodgy looking wiring. Yeah, but it's very heavy, quite large, and it's got a V pulley, which is good. It turns nice. Yep, turns nice. Unfortunately, a bit of the caster's broken off this webbing here. This is meant to come round. Unfortunately, that's missing. Shame, can be built back up though. But there we go. We have this generator stroke electric motor, whatever this thing is. I assume it's a generator, but that looks like that's a capacitor in there, which tells me it's a motor. I really couldn't tell you. I haven't even looked at the plate on this to see if I can make anything out. He just dropped it down and said, there you go. So you're looking at it at the same time as me, if we can see anything off that plate. So if you guys can see anything off there to tell me if this is a motor or a generator. Ain't got a clue. But she's a substantial thing. Nowhere near as old as my other generator, but even so, it's alright. And you know what I'm thinking? Belting the damn thing off that Norman. Ah. But anyhow, yeah, so there you go, guys. We have a generator. We've got our two mystery tools, which I'd love you to tell me what they are. And our Norman, which has had a full service. So there we go. Here's your Friday night viewing from Man Cave. Thank you very much for all your comments and all your comments regarding Mrs. Man Cave. She is okay. She's in the house. She's watching a bit of TV now. But yeah, Mrs. Man Cave is very, very grateful. We've read all your comments. Thank you very much. And for those of you that are talking about the raffle for the Lister D, don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm working out a way where you guys can actually buy the tickets, but we have to do it legitimately. I'm thinking what we might end up doing is I'll buy a book of tickets, and if any of you guys want any, you can send the payment over PayPal or something. Just in the message, just leave your name and your phone number, and then I will write your name on the back of the ticket when it gets there. I really don't know. I think that's probably an easy solution because I'm not good at setting up online things. But the raffle will be done officially through Barry Hawkins Auction, so it'll all be registered and legit. But yeah, I think if you guys do want to send payments, you can send it to my PayPal with your name and phone number, and I will write your details on the back of the ticket. That is perfect. Right, we're going to leave the video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye for now. Ha-ha! Norman T300.